Hi, I'm Scott from Money Nerd, and today we're looking at DCBL debt collectors and what to do. So we're going to look at 5 things. Number 1, who are they? Number 2 is who do they collect for? Number 3, how do they collect? Number 3, we're going to look at some sneaky tricks that they use. Number 4 is what to do. And as a bonus, I've got a simple method to really understand what your best solution is here. Okay, so who are they? DCBL are both debt collectors and enforcement agents, or bailiffs they used to be called. So debt collectors is where they've either purchased your debt and are collecting that debt, or are collecting the debt on behalf of another company. And then bailiffs or enforcement agents is where they're collecting on behalf of the government, but that's only if you've been to court and you've had a CCJ and all of that. Oh, I need to mention they are FCA regulated. I have found them on the FCA register. That means that from a financial conduct authority position, the regulator of the industry, they're legitimate. And they collect for things like council tax on behalf of the government, fixed penalties for things like parking tickets, and loans and credit cards and the usual stuff that you'd expect debt collectors to collect for. And how do they collect? Well, through the usual letters, calls, emails, and sometimes text messages, which we'll take a look at. This is a typical letter that you'd see from DCBL, and the important parts of this is the original creditor that you owe, how much do you owe, and it's important to keep a record of all these, because if you do need to make a complaint in the future, then you want to keep hold of all of these details. And phone calls. Actually, DCBL are not known for incessant phone calling, unlike other debt collectors where they've got you on an automatic dialer and constantly harassing you. DCBL are not known for that. You're more likely to have a knock on the door from DCBL than phone calls. Emails, they do send emails. The important thing is to watch out for scams. So with the email address, you're looking for dcbllimited.co.uk. That's their official domain name. If it's from anything else, then it might be a bit suspect, and you're probably best not clicking on anything in that email and going directly to their website direct, rather than clicking that link in that email. And the same goes for text messages as well. Text messages, well, DCBL are not known for sending text messages. There's a few reports back in the day, but I don't know if they're keeping that up these days. So if you do receive a text message from DCBL, don't click a link on it, don't phone them back. You're best going directly to their website and calling their number direct, or emailing them direct. So tricks to look out for. I've done a bit of investigation for you guys, and here's what I've found. Before we get into it, hit the like button. It helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. Thanks. Okay, so what I found is the positive reviews on Trustpilot and other websites are from them asking for a review from happy customers that have paid a small amount or have quickly repaid. This is not your typical review. There's another review here. They're glowing reviews, but these are not customers that have been harassed or chased by debt collectors for a long period of time. They're people who have made a quick payment. And the thing is, I've seen this with other debt collectors and other companies. They only ask customers that have had that happy path, that have been contacted and made that quick small payment. They don't ask people who have been harassed for years or have been chased, because they know that they would get negative reviews. So don't look too deeply into the reviews, because they're probably not all glowing, and they've only cherry-picked the best ones. Another trick I've noticed that they use is on their letters and on their website, they use this "can't pay, we'll take it away." And that's the TV show. And DCBL were heavily involved with that TV show, and they've kind of used that as a scare tactic. On the TV show, they are operating as bailiffs, so enforcement agents, where they're legally allowed to come in and take your stuff. Now, I find it a bit disingenuous that they're also including this on their debt collector letters, because truly they're not allowed to come in and take your stuff if they're only operating as debt collectors. Fair enough if they're operating as enforcement agents and you've got a letter about you're going to court and bailiffs will be sent, but you're only going to have stuff taken away if you have been through that court process. And there's a few other ones here. Again, awful arrogant liars, take it away as claimed. They can't just take it away. If you've enjoyed this and you'd like to see more, please subscribe. I do lots of different videos on debt and how to get out of debt and personal finance. Okay, so you're in debt, DCBL are chasing you. What should you do next? Well, number one, get the information. I've got a letter template that's what we call a prove it letter. And what that means is you send this letter and then they need to prove that they are rightfully collecting that debt. And if they can't prove it, they're legally not allowed to collect that debt. Now, 9 times out of 10, they will prove it. But at least then you know exactly what you're dealing with, exactly how much, what's been added, fees, interest, etc. And then you've got the information to launch a battle. Which takes me on to number 2, which is asking for a repayment plan. Under FCA Conc 7.3.8, that says that, so this is the regulation, that says that if you offer a repayment plan, they have to consider that. So at the very least, they'll send you a letter back saying, we have considered this, we can't accept this, but we can accept this amount. Or they'll just accept it if it's a amount that they're willing to accept. And the good thing about this is that if you don't have enough disposable income and it would have put you under financial pressure, you can get away with paying a smaller amount back over a longer period of time. And also, very often they'll freeze any debts and freeze any fees. So your repayments are going against the capital as opposed to against the interest and fees, and only paying a small amount on that capital off, if any at all. So we've got to the end. I've got a bonus tip, and that is to use my debt calculator. So I've got a 4 or 5 question debt calculator, which will tell you exactly what the best debt solution is for you, depending on your circumstance. So there's a link at the bottom of the page, and there'll be a button, big button, where you can start that debt calculator. It takes about a minute, and you'll find out what is the best debt solution for you. So thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.